Hey, what is up, guys? What's happening, YouTube? And thank you for tuning in to Rules for Rebels. Today is episode 92 of Side Hustle Tuesdays, part of our weekly side hustling series. I apologize, guys. I missed posting Side Hustle Tuesdays episode last Tuesday. I was away at a wedding last weekend, came home, had about 6 hours to pack up and leave for Aruba, so didn't have time to wrap up everything and schedule it for posting Tuesday. I did have an amazing trip, stayed at an over-the-top Airbnb with 13 friends. Awesome time. If you are looking for a vacation destination, definitely consider Aruba. Not too expensive either. And on a side note, if you're an animal lover, check out the community section of my YouTube channel if you didn't see it earlier. On the way back in the airport at Aruba in a hotel bar, wound up meeting a woman who runs a really cool charity group. It's a dog rescue that takes stray dogs off the streets in Aruba, gets their health in order, gets their health documents in order, and then adopts them to people in the States, to new homes. They use travelers and also vacationers who volunteer to, on their return flight home, transport the dogs to their new owners overseas in the States. Seemed like a really nice organization, and if you want to check them out, maybe help them out sometime by traveling with a dog if you're in Aruba, walking a dog while you're down there, or you can buy them some bones or flea and tick medication through their Amazon wish list. Seems like a cool organization, so just wanted to kind of give them a shout out and drop the link. So that is in the community section tab of my YouTube. Following up on all this vacation talk, today's story is a fitting one, as it's also a travel or tour related hustle. This isn't the first one we've done either. If you guys remember, a few weeks back, we talked about the guy who started the free walking tours, where visitors can tip what they felt it was worth, but otherwise it was a free tour. And today we have another travel or tourism related business. Today's side hustler is a Colorado woman who within her first year in business had done over $100,000 in profit, much of the time of which she hasn't even been working but has been away traveling. And that brings up an important point about what's important to you and why you're starting your side hustle. For her, it was autonomy, being able to work when she wanted and from where she wanted, and having other people do the heavy lifting or the day-to-day stuff. Other people, however, might want to run their business themselves and personally conduct their tours, where they and their personality are part of the business and part of the draw. There is definitely no right or wrong way to do it, but think about your priorities and what's important to you when setting up your business so you can live your ideal life while doing so and use the business to fund that and work within it. Today's side hustler used her business to fund her travel. It also allowed her to travel due to the nature of how it was set up and structured. And this is something she would have never been able to do if she was working a traditional job. Today's side hustler is Jessica Bamgart, a Denver native. Jessica and her husband took a year-long career break and traveled the world after having spent several years leading up to that, saving money and eventually selling all their stuff to allow them to do so. Upon returning back from this trip, she didn't want to jump right back into the same type of work she was doing before, or even necessarily go back to a traditional job, so she got two side gigs going. She taught cooking classes, and also in the evenings, she moonlighted for another company where she guided people on local food tours. She wound up realizing that she enjoyed the tours much more so than the cooking classes. She enjoyed the work she was doing, but she often thought about how she would be doing things differently if she was running the business and if it was her own project. And about 8 months later, she wound up doing just that. Jessica started a business called Savor Denver. The business did food tours around the city. Each tour consisted of 6 tastings around the city and lasted about 3 hours. Her tour followed the same general concept as other tours, but her tours put a focus on local chefs and local ingredients. The business cost just over $3,000 to get started, and that went to the building and hosting of the website, hiring a graphic designer, buying liability insurance, and lastly, membership to the Denver Visitors Bureau. The Visitors Bureau membership is where a lot of her early customers came from, but in addition to that, she also made sure to connect with hotel concierges and people who worked the front desks at hostels by inviting them on free tours in the hopes that they would enjoy it and recommend it to guests. Just 5 days after her site was up, she got her first booking, and it was actually it caught her quite a bit off guard. Just 90 days after that, she was guiding tours 7 days a week herself and rushing to hire other people to help her with the tours. Almost a year in, she now hosts about 350 to 400 guests per month and is on track to gross over $200,000 with a net profit of over $100,000 all by the end of the year. And again, all this was started spending only $3,000. As the business grew, she stopped the cooking lessons and focused 100% on her business. She's also in the process of adding a cocktail tour to increase her customer base to younger people, people bar hopping and looking to check out a new city, in addition to just foodies. One interesting thing about how Jessica ran her business is even though she started the business running all the tours herself, she built it as a company and not as herself or a personal brand. Nothing wrong with either method, but she enjoys the autonomy and freedom the business provides her, as it's not based on her. She can hire employees to run the day-to-day operations while she's off traveling and doing other things. I've been enjoying sharing these travel or tourism-related stories, or side hustles. Not sure if any of you guys are interested in this type of business, but I always thought it would be cool to have a small boutique hotel or a bed and breakfast, or have a shop on the beach renting jet skis or selling t-shirts or something like that. Well, those types of businesses would require a lot of capital to get started. These entrepreneurs from these side hustle stories have managed to start running tours and guiding tours, and have found a way to get into the tourism sector for not much more than the cost of just building a website. So very little risk and very little downside. I'm curious to hear, would any of you guys be interested in starting this type of business, some type of tourism business, travel business? If so, tell us about your idea. Drop it in the comment section below. Anyhow, guys, that's today's story. I hope you enjoyed it. Until next time, this is Rules for Rebels and Side Hustle Tuesdays, signing out. Later, guys.